All right, that's me. I was going to sing along with the song because I had a hysterical Rick Jones from Goldberg Jones, the hysterical Rick Jones version of the Danny Bonaducci Life Coach song, but now it doesn't go.
Oh.
Because I missed the beginning.
Oops.
It was something about, here's Rick Jones, he's real handsome, he likes to bone, but now it doesn't make sense.
Next time.
Yeah, because next time you can tell. We reword that a little bit. That'll be hysterical. Hi, Rick Jones.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. Well, how are you, Will?
Fantastic.
No, you're fired.
Will, you're fired. Is his
Let's try it
microphone on
again.
yet?
Hi, Rick Jones.
Good morning.
Jeez.
It was
Now
just
he's
not
booming.
turned up
God,
enough.
for God's sakes, Will. Jeez. Can you divorce report up?
I think so.
All right, good.
I can help with that.
And I want custody of nothing he has.
Start
Well,
those
that was fun.
proceedings.
All right, I think we should go. Oh, by the way, Danny Bonaducci, life coach, even the special, I don't like to call them the special divorce editions because they're not. It's open for all your questions. Like somebody has a thing of it, they're fed up with their job. Somebody has a bit of a social drinking problem. But I just want you to know that we have a really expert, the guy, because the lion's share of the questions on Danny Bonaducci Life Coach usually have something to do with, I would say maybe 50-50. One, I have a drinking problem. One, I hate my boss. One's my kid's a lazy drug addict. And the other ones are, hey, man, my wife split with my kid. Hey, I can't get my alimony. I can't get my child support. So we added a once a month special divorce edition. But I don't want to call it that because, you know, it's there's more to it than that. Anyway, Rick Jones is here. He's from Divorce for Men from Goldberg Jones. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let's go right to the phone to line number 3 and talk to David in historic Kent. I believe this one is going to be up Rick Jones' alley. We'll see what we got here. Hi, David in historic Kent.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I want to know the cheapest form of a divorce.
Okay, I believe I know the answer because I like to do when Rick's sitting here. I like to do this like Jeopardy, except I'm Alex Trebek. I like to see if I know the answer, but we'll listen to the real expert go. What, in fact, sir, Rick Jones from 1-800-DIVORCE, Divorce for Men? What is the cheapest form of divorce?
Not getting married?
Actually, I disagree. Because I was thinking about the last time I got divorced. I was thinking about all the dating I would have to do. That would be so expensive because I like new girls all the time, and you always like to impress. So it'd be really expensive to not be married. So I disagree.
I got you.
But so what do you think in legitimate world? What do you think is the cheapest form of divorce is?
You bet. The cheapest way or the best way to keep the cost down in a divorce is for the two of you to have your ducks in a row and have resolved all the issues that otherwise you would have in a divorce, which is finances, custody if that's an issue, child support. And then you've got a few options. One is you can go to an attorney and do what's called an uncontested divorce, which means they're not going to spend...
That's what I thought the answer was going to be.
We're talking the same thing there. And what that means is with an attorney, you're able to keep the cost down maybe somewhere in the range of $1,000 to $1,500. You also have an option to go through a paralegal if you've got an uncontested divorce. So not quite the same quality, but they are people that are familiar with the forms. And my understanding is you can get that done for somewhere in the neighborhood of $400 to $800. And then lastly, you can figure out how to do it yourself. It's going to take some thought process, learning curve, and elbow grease, but you can get it done for no more than the filing fee.
Can I say this with maybe this wife? That would work out for me with my last wife who got the house and the money and everything. That's what we were going to do, an uncontested divorce. And since she was the one that did the paperwork and stuff, she was going to do all that. And just as she was going to go file, she thought, what if I didn't do this right? Let me ask a lawyer. And the second she asked a lawyer, I couldn't talk to her anymore. And it cost a whole bunch of money. So if you go to do an uncontested divorce, do it really fast because she's going to have girlfriends in her ear going, he treated you so bad. Do you remember when he didn't pick you up from work till 8 o'clock at night? And all of a sudden you're going to want divorce and child support and she's going to want this. Uncontested divorces, you know, you're people break up and they say, we're going to remain friends. That's crap 90% of the time. All of a sudden they realize why they got a divorce, and the divorce is because they didn't like each other that month. But I agree with my counterpart. I like saying that about myself. Rick Jones, that an uncontested divorce is the cheapest way to go. Let's jump down to line 6 and talk to Ralph in Auburn. Hi, Ralph.
Hi.
Hi, I believe you have a question for my pal, Rick Jones from Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men.
Yeah, I've got a miserable ex-wife, and she only has to pay $25 a month child support. I have custody of my daughter, and she hasn't paid that in years.
Can I ask something before you get into this? The court awarded you full custody of your daughter?
Yes.
What the hell? Okay. Your wife is either a drug addict or has been convicted of at least 2 felonies.
No, she's just a woman who doesn't pay anything, and she's just a miserable bitch.
No, that's not usually. I think you're leaving something out. The court almost never awards full custody to the dad unless the mom is in some way dangerous or completely scandalous. She just doesn't want the kid.
No, it's just a thing where she's so incompetent that she showed that during the hearings. We had a person that watched us play with the child when she was 6 years old with toys in a room for half an hour. And I went first, she went second. And I went in and played with her, and they watched me. And then my wife went in and played with her. And the whole time she was in there, all she said to my daughter was she grilled her on what to say in front of the judge. So that's how I got custody.
Because the reason is, and it's not a great example, but almost always when the husband gets full custody, it's because there's something wrong with the wife. And a lot of times the wife will get full custody, and it's just because I think oftentimes, and that's why I'm really glad there's 1-800-DIVORCE, Divorce for Men, Goldberg Jones, because I think sometimes the wife ends up with the kids just because she has a vagina, which is how she gets the kids in the first place. That's only fair. Rick Jones, what do you have to say to this gentleman?
Well, a couple things. You were talking about how incompetent she was. Is she so incompetent that she can't get or keep a job these days?
She just doesn't work. She lives with, she's not even a U.S. citizen, okay?
All right.
Okay, and she's living with a guy who's not a U.S. citizen. And I don't even know how they communicate because they're, both are different nationalities, and neither one of them can speak very good English. But anyway, and that's where that is. I mean, she just,
well... Yeah, let me jump in and tell you this, which is be very, very thankful that you've got custody of your child. The flip side is the person you married is really kind of a non-person here in this country. And so the fact that you're not getting paid, look at it and ask yourself, should I have expected anything different when you married her?
Good call, Rick Jones. That's why Rick Jones is Rick Jones from 1-800-DIVORCE. Let me ask you this. Do you still have any feelings for your wife at all?
Not at this point, no. But there's one other thing. She gets half my damn pension when I retire. And
she went after your pension?
Yeah.
What a bitch. Even my ex-wife didn't go after my pension. What?
The way I think it is she gets, under the contract I was at that time, you get so much a year per year of service. At the contract at the time, which is different now. Okay, here comes a truck. So what's going on is, does she get the year of service that I'm getting now on this new contract, or is it the one that when the divorce was filed? And if she doesn't go after it, do they automatically just pay it to her anyway? And what if she goes out of the country?
It's like 9 questions. Are you following any of this, Rick? Did you get those last 5?
Yeah, I need to put this guy on the clock.
Okay, the one thing that I got from Rick Jones, I'm going to let you go on that, is you're lucky that you got away when you did. This chick is a non-person in the United States, and the fact that she's in a relationship with a person that she can't communicate to, imagine the social dilemma that would put your child in, being raised in a house where people couldn't even communicate. The only way they communicate is by body gesture. It's a giant game of charades. You lucked out on that one. Let me go to line 2 real quick and talk to Bill in Gig Harbor. Bill in Gig Harbor, what can we do for you?
Hey, Danny, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Hey, here's my dilemma. I was married in California in the 90s.
Me too.
Got it? Hey, deja vu. Hey, we got a divorce. I had a friend who just went through that, so I let her handle everything. I paid everything, and as far as I knew, it went through. So I got married again to a much younger girl. We moved out to Ohio.
Me too, except for the Ohio part.
Yeah, she turned out to be a total biatch.
Oh.
So we're split up, and I'm out here in Washington now working. So my ex-wife in California tells me that the divorce didn't go through, and she says that it's paid for, everything else. There's some little giddy up. I don't know what it was. And every time I try and research it, trying to find out what it is, I just run into a brick wall.
Is she claiming you're a bigamist?
I think that's what it is, yeah.
All right. Rick Jones of 1-800-DIVORCE for Men. Goldberg Jones, do you have any advice for this young man?
Do what it takes to sign the documents to get it finalized in California.
But when my very first wife, I didn't even know her. Well, actually, not my second wife either. But my first wife, I didn't even know her. She didn't even speak English. I did it to get her a green card before that was a bad thing, way before September 11th. Japanese girl, hardworking girl. And I just got a piece of paper in the mail saying I was legally divorced. Did you get a piece of paper in the mail saying you're legally divorced?
No, I didn't.
Dude, there's a very good chance that you're married to two people.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's another one of my questions. So, because maybe if I'm still married to the first wife, does the second marriage, is that nullified, or how does that work?
Well, most states, and you said she's now in Ohio?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Unfortunately, I can't speak specifically given that we're in Washington and that's where I'm licensed. But what I will tell you is this, is most states have some sort of a catch-all provision that says, okay, even if you're not married, we're going to treat two people as if they were. So, if the argument was, hey, I'm not even married to her, the court could look at it and do what's called a quasi-marriage or a meretricious relationship theory and apply some of the same rules you're looking at. So it's really not a loophole that you're likely to get out of any obligation.
All right, so the fact is, polygamy is a little bit weird, but bigamy is kind of cool. Polygamy is just because they had to and they got to wear their bonnets and stuff and churn butter or whatever that is.
That's very big of you.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, if you're a bigamist, that means you're cool enough to get two chicks to marry you. So I think you're kind of cool. But the fact is, you're going to end up somebody. Like I say, I just said about uncontested divorces, somebody's going to be speaking in somebody's ear, and you're going to end up in trouble. Get this rectified in a big, big hurry, okay, man?
All right, thanks, Danny.
All right, I'll talk to you later. That's all the time we have for Danny Bonaducci, Life Coach. I would like to thank Rick Jones from Goldberg Jones, 1-800-DIVORCE, always coming down, always having the good answers. If you guys have a problem, once you've called me and I've told you what to do, give a call to Rick Jones at Goldberg Jones, 1-800-DIVORCE. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
The Danny Bonaducci and Sarah Morning Show.